Okay, guys, welcome back to What's for Dinner. This week we'll start off Monday, as you will see there, which really does not look what the recipe looks like. Warning, just a warning. But what it is called. It was supposed to be a ranch chicken roll-up bake. And later on in the video, you will see a picture of what it was supposed to look like, but it still turned out delicious. I loved it. And what you're seeing now is I am starting out this week's prepping a big salad for us to have all week. So I'm getting my romaine lettuce out, trying to cut with a knife cover on, but finally figured out to take that knife cover off. So you're going to see I make a really big salad, really too big of a salad, but oh well, but it has lasted us all week, as this is not the first time you will see this salad after I get it made. This is also a special week because coming up Friday, my recipe Friday is actually a collab with a good friend of mine here on YouTube that I have known for quite a while, and y'all probably know her too. I will have her channel linked below just in case. Her name is Donna Jackson, and it's Creating More with Donna Jackson. And what she is going to do with not this meal, but the meal that we show on Friday, and I'll let you know when we get there, she is going to make her meal into a keto meal. So if you're on like a keto diet or interested in something like that, you can go to her channel and see a meal that I made not keto, and she'll make it into a keto meal. And as you see, I've got that yellow. I wanted a yellow bell pepper. I like the yellow and orange. They have such a mild taste to it. And then you will see I am cutting up my cucumbers. And you would have seen my cutting board just going flying everywhere. Well, I finally figured out if I would pick that cutting board up and put a hand towel underneath each end, underneath touching the sink, it would not move like that. So you'll see now, you see there's that hand towel, and as you see, it doesn't move like it was. But I just really thought it was really neat that I could just put this a cutting board right on top of my oxo strainer and get all my vegetables cut up, and I'll have to move them over here and there. And I'm going to rinse off. I just got these tomatoes. This is Monday's meal, so I literally just got them today, the day that I filmed that, and I found 2 bad tomatoes in it. This is the first time, guys, honestly, that I've really had that trouble with Walmart. This week, Walmart was just off of their game for me. But anyway, so I get them all cut up in half, and I get my salad all good and made. And you'll see me here in a minute. I'm going to fill this up with water, and I'm going to let it soak for a little bit. And then I am going to, after they have time to soak, I'm going to drain the water out and then spin it dry. As you see there, go ahead and just kind of spin it with water in it, just to make sure I get everything washed and good and clean. And then I'm going to let it soak for a little bit before I decide to drain it. Okay, now I'm back. I've let it soak. I've poured that. See that nasty water? Oh my gosh! And now I'm just trying to get it dry because I don't know if they. What I understand that if you don't dry off your salad vegetables before you put it in the refrigerator, they get slimy a lot easier and don't stay as good as fresh as long. So I'm going to take their word for it. So now here is the picture of what I made was supposed to look like. And you've seen, mine didn't look like that. But mine was still good. But this is the first time I've ever tried to do a roll-up of any kind recipe. This one called for rotisserie chicken, but I just used a can of that chicken breast from Walmart, some ranch dressing, and it called for some Italian style cheese and a whatever you want to call it, dough sheet, crescent roll dough sheet in the can, and a sprayed 9-inch round pan. So as you're supposed to, as you will see, you mix your chicken and your cheese and your ranch dressing all up together, and then we're going to spread out that dough sheet and put that mixture on top. And where I messed up is I didn't roll it tight enough, and I may have rolled it the wrong way. Hey, if you know what, as you're watching this and you see what I did wrong, let me know down below. I gladly take suggestions because, like I said, this is the first time I've ever tried any kind of thing with a roll up. But anyway, it did come out tasting really good. So I just put that canned chicken, I drained it of course, then I put it in my bowl and I used my fork just to flake it up and break the chicken up. And honestly guys, I'd rather have this kind of chicken than I had rotisserie. A secret, this is a secret. On rotisserie chicken, I can eat it on the first day. And that's fine. But for some reason, I do not like rotisserie chicken heated up. It's just a texture thing. I don't like the texture of it. So, just let you know a little secret about me. But anyway, so now I'm going to add the ranch dressing it called for. And no worries, I will have the recipes linked below. I got these off of Pinterest. And I will have it linked below so y'all can get the recipe and print it off. And after you just mix all that up. And that's all it is to the filling, y'all. That's all it is. Now comes the hard part for me. And that was working with the dough. Because I will admit, I am not good at working with dough, or most especially roll-ups. And I had never tried it before. And plus, it doesn't help. I'm trying to film and I'm in a a confined space to film it for y'all. So I put the chicken mixture in there, and like I said, I may have put it on there wrong. I don't know. I may have rolled it up on the wrong way, but it said the long side, so to start rolling on the long side. So I may just not have rolled it tight enough. I may have rolled it too loose. That may have been the problem. But let me know if you can see, because I know there's a lot more experienced cooks that watch my channel sometimes. So give me some tips. But I can tell y'all, it came out wonderful. And then it said to cut it in 8 equal pieces. And as I got those pieces, if I had laid them down to be the crescent roll kind of looking thing, to me the chicken would have came all out. So that's the reason why I laid it on the side. And like I said, it turned out good. May not look like the recipe, but it tasted good. Keith loved it, and I loved it. So now I get them in the oven, and I'm going to show you what they look like in just a moment. There we go. I'm telling y'all, they were good. Very good. Didn't like the picture, but we're good. Then Tuesday, on March the 26th, here we come up with I made some shrimp Alfredo. We'll use that salad again, and some breadsticks that I got from Walmart. And so I just put on the first thing I did, as y'all seen, I put my shrimp in some cold water to defrost. And now I am going through and just taking the tails off. Again, that's the reason why I ordered the extra small shrimp, but they were out, so they gave me the medium, because the extra small shrimp already has the tails removed. Now, some people I have seen cook, they leave the tails on. Not me. I want the tails off. And then, y'all, literally, I'm just going to add this bottle of Ragu Alfredo sauce, put a little water in the jar just to get that thick, make sure I get all the sauce I can out of it. And then I'm going to add what the recipe called for the actually, then I wasn't using a recipe. I was just making this up. So I just added some of that Italian cheese to the Alfredo sauce. Then I boiled some spaghetti because I didn't have any fettuccine. Then I just added the shrimp sauce, shrimp on top of it. And from Laura Vitale has said that you always let your pasta sit for 10 minutes before you touch it. And I did. And that's how it came out, guys. It was so good. And then Wednesday, it was just one of those days. So I decided to go ahead and move up my chicken fried steak sandwiches. So I just got some of those rental wraps that I finally got at the Dollar Tree out and lined my pan and sprayed it. And you're going to see me use those Tyson, if you see my haul, chicken fried steak things on there. I put really too many on there, but it worked out in the end. I put 4 because they look kind of small. I didn't think, since I was using regular bread and I was just going to toast it, I was afraid I would need to cut up another one to, fill the bread up. But I didn't. I was wrong on judging the size. But I can tell y'all, the Tyson chicken fried steak definitely is better than the ones I got the week before. and I cannot remember the restaurant style. I cannot remember the name of the other ones, but the Tyson are the best. And in the same pan, I am just putting some of those seasoned tater tots on there, so I'm just cooking everything at one time and making it as easy as I can. I get out the last head of the romaine lettuce, and I was showing you that the package does tell you to wash before use. So be sure and check, if it's just because it's in a bag. I used to think if it was in a bag, that means they already washed it. Well, nope, that doesn't mean that. So I am just washing off the lettuce for us to use in our sandwiches, and then I like onion on my sandwiches and stuff. So you're going to see me slice up some onion for me. Keith don't so much care for it, but I went ahead and sliced up just a little bit, well, quite a bit, looks like, for me, because I do love onion on my sandwiches. So I got all that ready. I double bagged my onion to put back in the refrigerator, put my romaine lettuce back in this bag to get it all put up, and there's how it came out, y'all. It was so good. That was very, very tasty. I used my toaster, and it was good. I toasted bread, what I meant. And then Thursday, it was another one of those days. I had woke up with a headache. Keith went to Athens, so while he was in Athens, I got him to pick up some Walmart's fried chicken. Looks like they may have overcooked it a little bit, but it was still good. And some of their original potato salad, and it was very good. Now, here comes Friday, my collab with Donna Jackson, Krause and More, Donna Jackson, and I'm doing a slow cooker Southwestern cheesy chicken pasta. That's what it's called. And you start off with a can of just rotel tomatoes. Now, I'm halving this recipe because this main recipe serves 8 people. I'm not sure about this recipe, so I am just going to I'm halving it. So I'll use 1 can of rotel. I will have the recipe linked down below for you so you can use it, but I'm making adjustments to it because I'm halving it. And any other adjustments, you can hear what I say it. Well, what I say here, I guess. I could not find any Mexicorn, is what it called for, a can of that Mexicorn. So I just had some frozen corn. I used it, and I had some frozen peppers and stuff. So I used that for the Mexicorn. Then I used just 1 can of the sliced black olives, and instead of 2 like it would have called for. And from here out, you will know everything I'm using half what it calls for. And then it's going to call for some chili powder, and so I'm going to put some chili powder in there, and then it's going to call for some oregano and some cumin, and that's all the seasoning, guys, that this recipe called for. And I was a little leery of just that little bit of seasoning. I will admit, I am a seasoning person. Now, it also called for black pepper, so I did put some black pepper in there. But you will see a little later, I add some of that Knorr's chicken bouillon powder. I add some of it to it also, and just a little bit of salt just to make sure, because I want to make sure it tasted good. So that's what I did. I will say this was an easy recipe, because when you're seeing me doing this, I had just got up, so you can probably see some clumsiness because I wanted to get it into the slow cooker, because it does say cook on low for 6 hours. 8 hours. I didn't have 8 hours because I didn't get up until after 9. So by the time I got this on, I turned it on high, and I cooked it on high a couple hours, and then I turned it on low and cooked it for about 4 more hours, and I believe that was plenty. And I will be honest with you, it was good. Keith liked it, but I don't know. It wasn't my favorite, to be honest with you. I liked my favorite meal this week that I made from a recipe was the crescent roll chicken bake. That was my favorite. Now, this was okay. It was not bad. So when you see Donna's, now hers may even be better with the keto, making it keto. I don't know. It was just something about, I don't know. It was good, but it's not something that I would just crave for, if that makes any sense. But it was a very easy recipe. Like I said, I will have it linked below because it will be, good. Now, since my freezer, I had 2 breasts in there, I went ahead and cooked both breasts. And before I finish the recipe, I'm going to take one of those breasts out, and I will put it in the freezer. As there you see, I add the salt and the Knorr's chicken bouillon. And like I said, this was very good. it's just, like I said, it's just wasn't one of my favorite dishes, but it wasn't bad. And now I am getting the water ready here to boil my pasta. It's later on in the day, and you use medium shells, and supposed to have 2 cups of shredded cheese, and I probably still did, but I just cut off a chunk of cheese and shredded it right there. And there you will see me taking one of the chicken breasts out of the crock pot that I'm going to put back in there and just shred it up with my fork as it says to do. And then it calls for 16 ounces, so I put 8 ounces of sour cream in there. And there is the bag that's going in the freezer of that chicken. I'm just going to call it like a Fiesta chicken. I'm going to label it that way. And there is the base of the dish there, and we're just going to add the chicken, the pasta there that's done to it, the cheese and the sour cream, and we're just going to mix it all together. And that is it, guys. So, I mean, it really is an easy recipe. Now, since I got it ready a little bit early, I put it back in my crock pot on warm just to keep it warm until Keith got up. But, guys, I mean, like I said, it was good. Like I said, it just wasn't one of my favorite dishes. It may have been the black olives, because I'm not a big fan of the black olives, but I wanted to put them in there because the recipe called for it. That may have been what didn't suit my taste buds real great. But don't forget to go check out Donna's video that she turns this recipe into a keto recipe. It will be linked down below. I hope y'all have enjoyed this week. What's for dinner, and because I enjoy filming them for you. And as you see here, I'm just labeling my chicken here. I'm just going to put it in the freezer so I can either use for a chicken salad or another recipe that calls for just a pound of chicken. I don't know. To me, when it calls for a pound of a boneless, skinless chicken breast, as big as the chicken breast is, that means 1 to me. So that's usually how I do it. I never have technically weighed it though. But here's a picture of the final product, guys. And I'll see y'all next week. I love you guys. Bye.